Good morning. Happy Sunday. Let me just make sure my stuff is working. Okay, cool. I reached over to get my water. I was like, hope I didn't show too much. Good morning. It's Sunday. I think part of me feels the need to identify the day of the week because I know that everybody is just sloughing through weeks still. At least we are in New York City because stuff is still like all up in the air. So good morning to everyone. All right. We're going to talk about magic and responsibility today. Good morning. Because I know that I have a lot of folks who follow me for sex magic-y stuff and magic things, and it's kind of the community that I live in with Tantra and everything, and I love my community. And I also know that there's a fair amount of fantasy for many of us in the things that we want to create, and not enough responsibility and not enough actual work. So I try to lead a little bit with myself because what I'm speaking about is stuff that either I'm experiencing or that I've learned from. So here's how it used to work in my mind, right? I get my spell, I get my candles, I look at the phases of the moon, I say my things, I set it up, and then I let the magic happen. And doing it that way for some time did produce some results. It's like if you build a little fire, there will be some flame. But I was missing out on creating my raging inferno of power for a couple of reasons. One is that my belief system wasn't strong enough. So my belief system looked like, I'm going to manifest this thing because I really want it. And yes, I can feel, for real, seriously, I'm going to manifest this thing and I can feel into the manifestation of it. And I know that it's going to happen. Yes, I want it, but it might not. I'm not too sure. I don't know, just in case, let me over here. So it's like, yes, mostly, but not really. So my belief wasn't all the way in it. That's one. Two, my responsibility level. Like, yeah, I'm kind of powerful, but I'm really not all powerful, type of thing. And the candles are doing the work. And the crystals are doing the work. And so I was manifesting and creating, here and there and little things. And it was also taking a very long time. It was taking a long time. Now people say time is relative, and I agree, but I know that as humans, we kind of we're a little bit on our life clock, right? Now, there are certain things that are going to take human time to come into fruition. Part of that is because we're not ready to receive whatever it is. So some of you all are asking for like $1 million and you're not ready. You can't hold the energy of what $1 million feels like. You're not responsible enough to handle the energy of that type of money. You're just not. All you're thinking about is how you could spend it, and you're thinking about how you can help some people for sure, but you're not ready for the responsibility that comes along with that type of currency. And so that's why it's taking time. And we're going to get into that's why I said the work part. Some of you are looking to have a relationship. You're not ready. You think you are because you feel lonely. Feeling lonely and being ready for a relationship are two very different things. When you're ready for a relationship, you don't feel lonely. So that's number one. And the reason why it's not happening yet is because you're not ready to handle or hold the responsibility for the energy. So I've said this often, and I'm going to say it again. We are energetic beings. We are energy made up, if you remember biology, made up of atoms, of molecules. We vibrate. And so we are emitting, like our cell phones, like our laptops. The reason why people get all bent out of shape about, the 5G is because we absorb energetic frequencies. And we can only do that because we are energetic beings. So if you're looking to call a specific energy to you that you have not yet gotten yourself in the place to handle in your energetic system, in your body, in your mind, it's not going to happen. No matter how much you desire it, no matter how much you want it, you have to shift the frequency that exists within you. Now, there are ways to do that. And to me, sex, magic, self-pleasure, those types of somatic ways of working in your body are the best, swiftest, and most pleasurable, if I may say so, ways for you to shift the frequency that exists within your body. Meditation is a way to shift the frequency that exists within you, to begin to expand it in your system. Because you have to grow it so it can hold what you're bringing to you. So I hope that makes sense. If you're like, I've been doing things, I've been writing it down, 10 times a day and all of this other stuff, and it hasn't happened yet. You're not ready for it. And so even if it came to you tomorrow, you would squander it, you would self-sabotage it, you would find a way to make it go away, to reinforce the other beliefs that you haven't worked through that are still in your mind that say, even though I want this, I don't actually deserve it, or it can't happen. And nobody wants that. I'm feeling spicy today. So the magic works if you work it. But what does that even mean? The magic works if you work it, but the magic works not to bring things to you, not for you to get stuff. And I had to learn that. The magic is not about you getting things. The magic is about you transforming yourself from the inside out so that you become this magnet where shit just comes to you. It's like, oh, money, oh, shit. Oh, business, the fuck, oh, a relationship. You magnetize yourself so that wherever you go, it's just coming into your path, just boom, boom. That's how the magic works. Yes, it can work where you drag it to you. It can, like love spells. Oh, the love spells. The love spells work. They will bring something to you. I said something. They will bring something to you. Is it the right something? Are you ready for it? Has it been cleared? Have you been cleared? Are you bringing to a shadow version of your desire? Are you fixated on a person that you swear you're supposed to be with? Like, I'm supposed to be with that person. So they work. It's just generally not the way we intend them to. The magic works you from inside, and then you shift. And as you shift and your vibration changes, and you do your sex magic, and you light your candles, and you do your meditation, and you do your affirmations. That's why I'm saying the magic works if you work it. So I'm going to talk about responsibility for a little bit. So I have a confession to make. I'm gonna treat y'all like a priest in a Catholic church. I've never done confessional in a Catholic church. Maybe I should one day to see what it feels like. Forgive me, y'all, for I have sinned. It has been however many days since I've been born, since probably my last confessional. And I have to tell you that I fucking hated being responsible. I did not want to be responsible. So I'm the eldest, right? And though I wasn't necessarily always put in a position to like I wasn't put in a position to raise my siblings, but I was certainly put in a position to like pick them up from school and come home, you know, latchkey kid. Well, now they're calling it self-care kids. So beautiful, you know, and that type of thing. And I would delegate to my younger siblings things that I wanted done. So I'm not sure if it was that. I'm not sure what it was. You know what? Honestly, it doesn't matter what the fuck it was. What happened was, for some reason, I had this idea in my mind that shit was just supposed to happen for me. I don't know where I got it from. I don't. It's not like I grew up like wealthy, getting everything I desired. But I did not want to be responsible for my life or my power. I just did not. I wanted my ex-husband to do the work so he could be the man that I needed so I could live the life I wanted. I didn't like the jobs that I had. I didn't want them. It's so funny because it was almost like if you watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, oh my God, why does her name escape me? I'm thinking of Whitley from a different world, but not quite Whitley from a different world. Maybe that's her name, Whitney. I don't know. The older sibling in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Her. You'd have thought I was raised like she was. Seriously. And when shit hit my life fan, like the first time my ex-husband and I got evicted, I was like, okay, who's coming to save me? Like, who's gonna make this right? This is interrupting what I want to do here. Someone fix it. Whenever I needed something to happen, I call my mom. Mom, we need money for rent. I'm being real with y'all. Mom, we need money for rent. You know, if I needed something for my children, call. Someone come fix my life for me. At the same exact time, I'm over here, you know, trying to deepen my knowledge of magic. I'm studying chakras. I'm doing this shit in my 20s, y'all. I'm studying chakras and candle magic. You know, I'm trying to make shit happen with my mind. And I'm like, why isn't that happening for me? I don't understand. Like, seriously, I'm sitting here, I'm lighting the candles and we still are in financial disarray. I don't get it. I lit the green candle on the new moon. The money's supposed to come. So a couple of things. What I didn't realize, and we'll get back to your power and responsibility in a minute. What I didn't realize is that the money was coming. My mom was giving me money. The government was giving us money. From time to time, my ex-husband was working. From time to time, I was working, right? It was coming. It just wasn't coming the way I wanted it to. It didn't look like what I wanted it to look like, but it was coming. So like I said in the beginning, you could light a match and a little flame will happen. Like if you light a match, some flame is going to happen, but it wasn't my inferno. So the money was coming. So I want you to recognize where, if you've been working your magic and doing all of that, like you've been getting results, even if they don't look like the results that you want them to look like. So fast forward, because y'all need to hear all the rest of that shit. You know, go get divorced, move back in with my mom. You know, still in this phase though. Like I'm learning that I need to be responsible because I'm figuring out like, where did my life go wrong? Now I'm in my late 30s. This is almost 10 years ago. I'm like, okay, now it's me and these 4 kids here. I got to figure out how to be responsible. And I didn't want to. I fought it tooth and nail. I really did mentally. I fought it tooth and nail. I still wanted someone to save me. I didn't realize how, and I don't want to blame Disney, it's just that it's the easiest example. I didn't realize how much that idea of me being Sleeping Beauty or Rapunzel, you know, like this idea that I was like sleeping and some man would come along and just like wake me up. And then he would save me and we would ride off into the sunset and we would have this house in the suburbs, you know, and my kids would run around in the backyard. You know, like I had this whole idea in my mind of what my savior, my knight in shining armor was going to look like. And there was no one coming. No one. And so I had to grow the fuck up. I had to stop blaming myself first. I had to stop seeing myself as a victim of circumstances of life. Woe is me. Why is my life like this? How come my life can't be like somebody else? This is just too hard. I don't understand why are these things happening to me? Whine and complain, whine and complain, which is the very opposite of feeling into your power. I had to acknowledge the fact that shit happened that I didn't like. And that's just fucking what it was. So then I had to grow up, I had to mature in my late 30s, early 40s. Now I had the feeling of it's too late, I'm too old. Oh my God, I should have done this back when I was in my 20s. Oh, how am I going to do this now? Then I had to deal with that shit. So I did. First of all, I'm not too old for anything. I say my age because I forget how old I am. Internally, I still feel like I'm somewhere between 28 and 33 every single day of my life. Like when I look at my children and I see grown ass people, sometimes I wonder, how did you get here? Because I'm not old enough to have had you. So spiritual, like my soul spirit. Now I'm not like I've been here a lot of times, y'all. I just don't feel old. I'm just forever youthful. So I'm not too old for shit. And to be fair, neither are you. Let's just clear the air on that. No one here who's watching a replay, watching on YouTube, no one here is too old for anything. You're probably too old to be an Olympic gymnast. I'm too old to be an Olympic gymnast. I'm also too tall, right? So there are certain things, but in creating the life you want, you could start at 70 and make the next 30, 40 years of your life fucking incredible. Someone could be born at 70. By the time they reach 40 and you reach whatever age you're at, you'd have lived a whole life. So no, you're not too old. All right, so learning how to be responsible for your own power puts you in the driver's seat of creating your life. You are no longer waiting for or dependent on other people to give you permission to open the door, to tell you yes, or to come save your ass. You understand and realize that you are sovereign and came into your body to create the life you want. And along the way, you will meet co-creators. The value of the people who will co-create with you, and I'm speaking specifically of like romantic relationships because a lot of people are looking for that. And business too. The value of the people who will co-create your life with you is determined by the clarity of the vibration of your frequency. I'm gonna have to go back and read that again, and I'm gonna probably put it on a meme today. So I'm gonna say it again. The value of the people who come into your life, who will co-create with you, is largely dependent upon the vibration of your frequency. So if you keep attracting to you no good, fill in whatever blanks, you need to shift the vibration of your frequency. If your friends suck, you need to shift the vibration of your frequency. If you're involved in business dealings with people who don't give a fuck, who shady, who are not ambitious, who talk about it but not about it, you need to change the vibration of your frequency. And on a quick note, being around people who, y'all want to talk about business, right? And you're the person who wants to be about it and you want to make all the moves, but they're not ready yet. And you're like, come on, if y'all would just get ready. Let me be honest with you. You're not ready either. And you're using them as an excuse for why you can't make your moves because you're just as scared as they are. And your thing is, if they'll get started, I'll get started too. So cut that. Told you I was feeling spicy this morning. So when you realize now that you're responsible for your life and you are no longer the victim, well, now you can really make your magic work for you. For you. Your magic workings are an extension of your frequency. Your magic workings are an extension of your frequency. And your magic workings can help shift the vibration of your frequency. So it is a loop in which you are in constant connection because everything is in constant connection. I believe this can happen and therefore I'm putting it out and I'm using and utilizing these tools to help amplify that. That amplification comes back to me and amplifies what I already know to be true. It is a feedback loop that feeds into each other. And the more you do that work, the more you amplify your frequency, the more you shift your frequency, and then you turn around and you're like, holy fucking shit, I just manifested that. We're focused on the money because we think the money will provide us the freedom that we don't have. And a lot of us grew up not having. Money, like candles, are a tool to be used. Money, like candles, are a tool to be used. It is not the money that does the thing for you. And I know this is so hard for us to understand living in the society that we live in, because it gives us the impression that it's the money that does it for us. And here's an example. My sons asked me yesterday, he said, are you a millionaire if you have $1 million, or are you a millionaire if your net worth is $1 million? I said, you're a millionaire if your net worth is $1 million. Now, if your net worth is $1 million, that does not mean you have $1 million in the bank. It does not mean you have $1 million of cash. It means that all of your assets equal that. Whatever it is that you have equals that. So it's the unseen. It's what you can't see. And the reason why I want you all to understand this is because you could be trying to set goals for yourself of $6,000 a month. And the universe is like, well, I really wanted to give you 13. And I've said this before. And so you limit yourself. Does that make sense? Like you can limit yourself by setting a money goal. Now, for some people, they need to see, like for some people, that number, they need to see it as a benchmark, right? Or they need to see it as a way that helps them understand where they've come from, where they're going. Sometimes it's good to say it in order to feel it in your body, because that's a good indicator of where your mind is at, of the expanse of your energy. So for instance, if you're the type of person who's saying, I have a money income goal of $13,000 a month. I like the number 13. And you say it and your body doesn't like it, like it doesn't feel true or real in your body, then we need to go back to, you need to expand your system. That money's not coming to you. You're not ready to handle it. You're not ready to handle it. You haven't done the work to handle that frequency of that energy. And that means that you haven't done the work to handle what it means to do what is necessary for that frequency to enter your space. Because what does that mean to create that type of income? What does it mean you're doing? Let's just go from a job perspective. What does it mean in terms of what career do you have? What education does that involve? Does it mean you stepping into a leadership role? Are you ready for that? Can you handle the responsibility that comes along with that? You want the big paycheck. Can you handle the big responsibility? Or do you kind of just want it to come to you without you having to be responsible? You see, and when you work backwards from it, it still comes back to you being responsible for your power and for your ability to create and to handle what's coming to you. Same thing if you want a relationship. You want somebody to love you. You want somebody to be there for you. Are you ready to handle the responsibility of being there for someone else? Are you at a space where you can give of yourself to someone else? Are you ready to handle that? Or are you still feeling like you're kind of in a selfish phase where you just want somebody to just take care of you? It still comes back to your responsibility and power. And you will not receive what you are not ready for. So some of y'all are like, yeah, I want to make 6 figures. Okay, great. How do you want to do that? I want to make 6 figures in my business. Okay, great. Do you know what it means to have a business? Are you ready to put yourself out somewhere? Are you ready to make a product? Are you ready to have people not like your product? You have to be able to handle the responsibility of what comes along with creating a 6-figure income. The magic works when you work it. The magic works when you work it. And it works even more beautifully when you are responsible for your power and your energy. You are responsible. Nothing else is failing because of someone else. Nothing else isn't going right because of someone else. I cannot tell you how many people are like, well, the relationship would just be better if he or she would change. No, the relationship would be better if you decided if you were going to be in it or not. But you don't want to be the one to break up the relationship because you don't feel like going through the process of moving, of divorcing, or even if you're not married, of explaining to everybody why you're not together. You don't want the hassle of that. So if they could just do right, it would just make your life less inconvenient. When the truth of the matter is that maybe that's just not the person for you. Or maybe your ass needs to go to some therapy. Maybe y'all need some couples counseling. You still got to be responsible. You still got to do the work. So these were lessons that I had to learn, because really in my ideal world, I didn't have to do shit. I didn't have to do any work. I didn't have to meditate daily. I could just meditate when I wanted something. I didn't have to meditate daily. I didn't have to keep candles burning daily. I didn't have to I called upon my deities when I needed something. I did. I called upon them when I needed something. I didn't want to put out no offerings. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to give back. I just want them to give me. I was selfish. I just wanted people to give me. And in my mind, I could justify it because it's like, if everyone gives me, then I would have more to give everyone else. That's really what I thought. Instead of thinking, I can give. I can. I was selfish and I didn't want to be responsible. And I just wanted my magic to work when it worked. And so I kept creating little fires. This is not the time for little fires. This is the time, oh, I think I've been out here longer than I intended. This is the time for you to set your shit on fire. I know some of you who are watching, you enjoyed your 12/12 yesterday. Some of y'all who are watching, you're ready for the solstice that's happening. You're like, yes, come Jupiter and Saturn, do this. Let's get it. Are you ready though? Are you energetically? If you're energetically ready, say yes. Like just literally, you could type in yes. Just say yes. Are you energetically ready for those relationships to end? Are you energetically ready for your friendships to shift? Are you energetically ready to lose things so that you will clear your field for what is coming? Are you energetically ready to do the work to expand yourself so that you can receive the fruits of the labor of the magic that you have been working? Are you ready to be the person who can handle $15,000 a month? Shit, that's where I'm headed. I want to get there. Like I can say that without feeling any weird way in my body now. There was a time when I was like, I'd love to make $15,000 a month. And my body would be like, oh, we don't feel that. I'm not making that at this time, but it's a goal. Are you energetically ready to handle it? All right, so that's it for today, I think. I feel like that's all. It felt spicy today. Talking about money is always a tricky topic, talking about responsibility and power. I mean, look, you're a sovereign person. You came into this body. And if you don't believe any of this, then none of this applies to you. But you came into this body. What do you want to do with it? And I look, if you're happy and at peace, watching Netflix, I don't mean to get on Netflix, let's choose something else, watching HBO Max and just chilling. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But if you're watching HBO Max chilling and feeling like there's something else that's supposed to be happening here, it's time to look at your responsibility and your power. All right, that is it for today. I love you all. I will be back here tomorrow morning, earlier. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Enjoy your Sunday.